Loading podcast.
Autobots, transform.
I'm transforming into a human being that goes outside because winter is slowly going away.
Oh, that would be called spring.
That's right. Spring has
Hello.
sprung and I'm ready to go, as you can see
And
with
we're
my fabulous
sprung into
background.
action, and we're springing
Exactly.
into this podcast.
Ooh.
Welcome back, everyone. I am one of your letters, D.
That's right, disembodied D.
Yes.
I'm A for Autobot.
Oh, automated, nice. And
Yeah.
I'm J for... It's just one of those goddamn letters. Jogging Jaguar. Nah, J doesn't work with anything. The Jaguar rocks
Decepticon.
behind me. For Josh and Joe. For joking Jamboree.
My middle name is kind of Josh. Not really.
Kind of, or is it literally? What's your middle name?
Well, it's Peter, but my first name is kind of like my middle name and my last. Like, it's weird.
Oh, it's connected.
Yeah, so it's Derron,
Ah.
Joshua, Peter Gonzalez.
Oh, no kidding. Well, right, yeah, so I would say Josh is your middle name.
Yep.
That's cool. Is it hyphenated or just two words?
It's 2 words.
Right, that's mine too, yeah. But clearly, I got a long last name, so I just kind of cut the second part. You cut the first part,
Yeah,
Mr.
snip.
Gonzalez. Yeah.
Just snip it. Just snip it where you need it.
What's your middle name,
Yeah.
Joe?
James. It's very basic.
Joe James.
Lot of James. Yeah, a lot
J.
of James
Jonah
going on.
Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson, exactly.
Okay.
Get me those pictures of
Wow.
Spider-Man.
Joyce Lewis.
Right. Ooh,
Wow. There's a menace.
exactly. Spider-Man's a menace. We have to stop him now.
James Joe Jordan Levitt Lewis.
Exactly.
Landers
Combine
Stewart.
all the famous Joes and Jays out there. Fun fact, my family, like immediate family, not extended family, but all of our middle names start with J. My mom, pop.
Oh, you're one of those families, are you?
Yeah, it sounds pretty Californian in an embarrassing way.
Mm.
But it's like they both had middle names that started with J, so they're like, let's just do that to our children as like a fun Easter egg. So it's not obvious, no one knows, but it's like, yeah, once you get into the deets, you start to see a pattern. You start putting those pins on the wall with like yarn going across each one.
Do you kind of have something similar that you and your siblings end with like an N sound?
Yeah, it's like Darren,
Oh, okay.
Cameron, Aaron. It's weird.
Yeah.
Nice. It's like those hockey players, where it's like all their names are just derivatives. Like it'd be like Aidan, Jaden, Braden, Caden. One of those.
Oh
And it's
my
like,
gosh,
goddamn
yeah.
hockey players, you all sound the same. For some
Logan.
reason, that's like a hockey thing.
Yep.
Yeah. But nice, there we go. Well, hey, we're back, everybody. Here we are. I wanted to start with a fun fact. I don't know if you guys are down or emotionally or psychologically ready to hear this, but listen, different cultures can develop different techniques. But before we were developing anything, so I'm talking prehistory, 200,000 years ago, the way that every single human being hunted for their food, aside from getting lucky and like catching a rabbit that didn't notice them sitting on a tree, the way that we would hunt is we would literally just jog the other animal into exhaustion. And this is not a technique that any other predator uses. Lions, they chase it down and kill it. Alligators, they stealth attack and then snap at something, right? All other predators have different techniques. However, humans, we're unique in that we are 100% bipedal. We are just sticks sprouting out of the ground. All other animals are on all fours, but we have something they don't. We have butt cheeks.
Oh, cheeks.
The fact that we have cheeks that can clap means we can't do stealth, but no pun intended there, we can run for a very long time. We are the world's longest joggers / runners out of all animals. Human beings can outrun every land mammal on Earth, and it's because of our butts. We're endurance runners.
A fit human being.
Of course, a fit human being. Yes, an unfit human being cannot run.
Because these days we don't resemble our ancestors. Hunters. I don't believe.
Yeah, we're not jogging out of necessity. We're just kind of sitting down.
Healthy cheeks, stealthy cheeks.
Healthy cheeks are not stealthy cheeks, but they do make for a little wear and tear.
Hello.
Bring them down using the claps of your cheeks. It's like the ancient war cry of the humans. All of the gazelles would hear us coming and they'd run, but knowing that running is, it does. Yeah, exactly. They're like, run! We can hear the battle cry, the battle horn.
And that would be the flag as well. The flag would be just a butt.
Just two butt cheeks
painted on a flag.
Yeah. But
and archaeologists, when they find it, they're like, it resembles two suns or a sun and a moon. It's two circles. That must. And no.
Yeah, it's like, nah, bro. It's just
a
cheeks.
butt.
Just them clapping cheeks. Yeah.
No, it must mean something more divine. It must be the symbol of the planets. No.
Yep.
It's a butt.
The butt. That's like when they were like, oh, ancient civilizations in Samaria, they had these phallic idols that they would use to pray towards fertility. And it's like, nah, bro, those were literally just ancient dildos.
Just dildos.
And they're trying to come up with some sacred meaning for it. It's like, nah, I think that strange carved wooden shaft is literally just a dildo made for ancient days. I mean, hey, if there's a will, there's a way. You get bored, you know how to whittle. What are you gonna do, right?
I saw something on TikTok. I don't know how recent the video was because people just upload stuff to TikTok and.
Oh, it can be reposts.
Yeah. But the quality looked like it was in the last 5 years.
Right.
Okay.
And it was, I guess, a team out in Egypt of archaeologists, and they were testing different ways that they could have moved the blocks.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because after 10,000 years or however long it's been, like, people still argue how the pyramids were built.
Yeah, it's not fully answered.
We still don't know what's inside them, and and we think some people think they're beacons to the stars, and other people think they're built by aliens, and other people think. Anyway,
the correct people. Just kidding.
This team, they were showing how you could move a rock on little sliders, like little logs underneath as wheels. You push it along. And it would only take, I think it was like 20 people pulling a rope to pull the block, and then a few people behind it just to kind of guide it. And they got it up this slope.
Okay.
There you go.
So they were like, look, finally we've been able to prove that yes, people could easily. Well, not easily. It looked very difficult.
Yeah.
But,
right, but people back then could manage.
Yeah.
It's not something where you need like a bobcat for.
Yeah. Because I think for a long time that was just like a theory that they moved them with logs and rope and people. But finally this team actually recreated it and was like, look, it's possible.
Yeah.
And also, turns out, well, according to this person, I think according to quite a few sources, no slaves.
Yeah.
They're all paid workers.
They were bedding in lodges and they lived pretty good lives. Everyone they lived good lives.
But we're all taught as kids that it was slaves.
Slavery. Yeah. Turns out it was union workers. So historians decided it's better that we say there's slavery than they had unions because we don't want to spread this idea of unionization. Which, speaking of which, I don't know if you guys heard about that, but that's pretty topical. New York has officially become the first state that has been able to create a union for Amazon workers in America. Or the world. As far as I know, I think the whole world. Amazon has put so much work and effort into like spreading propaganda and stopping workers from starting unions and like keeping them separated and not allowing them to talk to each other and try to do that. But I think what ended up happening was it was just this one guy. He had no experience in business or union leadership or like programs or anything like that. He was just an Amazon worker, but he was saying something about how like he heard in the news how unions are trying to get started like on the West Coast, like in Seattle or something, and it wasn't working. But just because he mentioned that, he got fired. So out of spite, because he was fired, he literally started from the ground up and created the organization that ended up finally succeeding in the court and like allowing this Amazon plant in New York to get unionized. So now the obvious ripple effect will start. Thankfully, finally.
Yeah, I wonder how much it's going to affect how Amazon operates, because like right now you can have Prime membership and you can get like next day delivery
Yeah,
because
yeah.
people literally work 24 hours
They have
in
no
those
rights.
warehouses so that you
They're
could
working
order
harder than
something
pyramid
whenever you
workers.
want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I've noticed here it's not quite as efficient. I don't know if it's just the area that we're in, because the nearest. Well, actually, no, they built one in Stony Creek, so there is a closer one now. But the closest one used to be, I think, like Mississauga, Brampton sort of area. That used to be the warehouse for the whole region. So you could order something for next day delivery, but then by the time it's, packaged at Brampton, sorted into like the mail trucks bring it to your area, then it has to get into the post office.
Then
It's
local-
normally like 2 days, but I remember in England.
Wow, the struggle's real. 2 days.
Oh, I know, right? First world problems. In
Unacceptable.
England, though, if you did
Bring
next
back
day
sleep.
delivery, it pretty much would be guaranteed the next day.
Right, yeah.
But
Yeah.
now if they're unionizing and they're saying, okay, well, people can't work for 12 hours at a time and they need more breaks and they
We
need,
need more workers.
days off and they need pay more, is that going to affect next day deliveries and things like that, where
Yeah.
they can't like
So
have
yeah,
around the clock workers?
that could be a technique used, but that's not a realistic problem because of the actual amount of wealth that Bezos makes. Even if he if he decided to just take like 1 billion off of his 70 billion a year, however much of an income that he makes off of his business, and then just got more workers, like Derron was just saying, then that would solve the problem. It's not like they only have enough to keep the business going in this type of way. They don't. He's doing a wealth accumulation thing. There's so much extra cash and so much more income that's only going to him that he would be able to play a narrative like that and produce that as a strategy. But like, no, just hire more workers and then you can keep the status quo that's going on. But like, I feel like from a political standpoint, he would try to pull a move like that, where he says, oh, well, now because of these unions, 1 day isn't going to be a thing. It's like, first off, yeah, I never got 1 day. Not that I got Prime, but like, if Sam was ordering something off Prime, it would still only get to me like 3 days later or something. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't really care. I'm never in a rush. If I'm in a rush, I'll go out and get it. You should never expect shipping to be as quick as just
how
shopping.
Is that possible?
Like just go out shopping kind of a thing, right?
It's so convenient though, because it's like we're living in those
it is.
Futuristic movies from the 80s where like, where they can microwave like a little packet of seasoning
and then it turns into food.
Yeah, it's like we're slowly getting towards that sort of automated
I want 3D
service. That
Yeah,
excites me.
Slowly but surely.
And we're getting self-driving cars now. Oh, and there's those little robots that deliver takeout to people now.
Yeah, oh my god. I saw one of those on the streets. I don't know if I mentioned it on your podcast.
I saw your video of it. You filmed it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's freaky.
Like, would they get lost?
I mean, they got GPS. The only question is, what if they get tipped over, like they bump a curb?
That happens.
And then they're like the rover, where they're just like dead.
Yeah. I've seen a few videos where they've gone over a curb or, they've got stuck on something and they just like let out like a beeping noise to kind of alert people.
Like, help!
And you just have to wait for someone to come by who would be nice enough to like turn it back over again.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah. But I'm sure they're actually probably quite hard to knock over because of the way they're built. Like they're quite low to the ground, quite wide.
Yeah, exactly. They try to be a Roomba. They're just a little bit taller than a Roomba, but yeah.
Yeah. Food Roomba.
Okay, so speaking of futuristic future, I don't want to spend too much time on this because it's just depending on who you are, upsetting. For me, it's disappointing. But episode 2 of Halo, it dropped last week. The new episode is coming up.
Joe, I've already forgotten about it.
Okay, well that's good. Okay, then I'm sorry I'm bringing back this trauma, but
I was like, what's he bringing up?
So the Master Chief. I've seen many takes where people defend it using the same line, which means like it's not really defendable because they just keep saying, well, they said it's a spin-off, so let it be its own thing. It's not supposed to be the video games, and it's like, no, it's doing things different in a worse way. And then one example is Chief literally like having his helmet on for 2 seconds, and the rest of the episode it's off. Another one is him screaming and grabbing that skinny man and pushing him against the wall and saying, like, what am I? It's like Chief would never react that way. He's a stoic individual, but he's clearly not in this show. He's like he's an unstable, insane person in this show. He was like, what's my past? It's like in the video games, he knows his past. He's very emotionally stable. He's very strict and by the book, but he still has morals. Like he loves humanity, even though he killed insurrectionists before the Covenant came. In this TV show, the Covenant's here, and they're treating him as if he's like this, like guy who's about to snap. They're treating him like the Winter Soldier, like he's this psychologically fragile individual, and it's really painting him as like this weak character.
And Joe,
weak. The second episode,
he's the chosen one.
Yeah. Also, that I think upset me the most.
That really got me.
The human species, their DNA being able to unlock Forerunner technology, instead of that being how it works, which makes the most sense, somehow, what's the timeline? 100,000 years? I think it's that, or is it 10,000 years? Like since the last firing of the Halo when it wiped out all Forerunners. However, I think it was 100,000 years. Yeah, 100,000 years. Now it's the year 2552, whatever. You're telling me however many hundreds of thousands of generations of human beings where random two people and you don't know what the combination of those two people are going to be fucking produce, and then somehow that leads to specifically John, Mr. Chief, having magic DNA? Nothing happened to him before. Like, it's just, he's got magic DNA. There's no reason
and
why
it's like,
it's
the worst example of like main character syndrome, isn't it? It's like, of course, he's the main character, so he has to be the chosen one, and he has to be the one that finds the artifact, and he has to be the one that's going on this journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, why not just all humans?
Yeah, all humans.
We barely see any of the humans in the show, so why would it matter if one of, like, so what?
Yeah, plus Forerunner technology is hidden. People aren't going around touching it, so it's still like a secret thing. They're just handling it very poorly. They're just doing a very bad job at like having this secret exist in this universe. They're doing a really bad job. They explain what the Halos are in episode 2. The crazy guy's like, the Halo rings will destroy everything. The only way we can stop it is if you die, because
how does he know that? How does he know about the rings, Joe?
I know, because he spent a week on a Covenant ship. How do the Covenant know about the rings when all they know is that these artifacts can lead to something special? You know, like the Covenant barely know about the rings.
What wasn't the whole point of the prophets that they were lying to everybody else and they were telling the Covenant, no, the rings, the Halos are like a gateway to heaven. To put it in a vague sense. Yeah. So when they knew there were rings of destruction, but they didn't want to tell people that because religion.
Political
so they're like, these are gateways.
Yeah. But then the skinny man who touches the artifact and doesn't get visions, so he's not one of the chosen ones, somehow has this knowledge and knows that the rings are destructive. Yeah, that gets rid of the motivation of the Covenant. There's supposed to be a religious cult that believes it's a gateway to heaven. So why does this man know that Halos are destructive and they're weapons?
Joe, this is what happens when you think, I'm going to write this by not.
I don't need to know the source material.
Yeah.
I don't need to play the
games. So if they've, does that mean people have been onto the Halo at this point then? If they know that? And also, does this mean we're not going to get like Guilty Spark and the other like robot guys? Because they're the ones who are meant to like go bloop bloop bloop. Hello, Master Chief. I'll tell you all about the history. Yeah. Are we not going to get that character now? Because we already.
Wait, listen. This is a lead up to episode 3, so we're all going to find out together on Thursday. But, episode 2 is supposed to be a slowdown episode. I think
it was really slow, and the graphics are cheap.
Yeah, I feel like their big thing is action set pieces. That's going to be the only saving grace.
Hopefully.
Because at least that means he's putting the helmet on his fucking head.
Hopefully, that's what have a battle without it on. But yeah, like it felt cheap because on that like scavenger planet thing that we're on, it was like, we'll just clearly film the same busy street over and over again, but we'll just film it from different angles. And
that's the same thing as Snowpiercer, the TV show. You could tell
Right.
literally every room they walked into was the same room but redesigned.
Just redressed.
And
Yeah.
being like, oh, now it's a fancy one. Oh, now it's like a dingy one. It's like,
And also,
it's
I
the same
noticed
set.
as well,
Yeah.
when he first like walks down that street before they like block it off with that forklift truck. Whoa. Some of the extras are like
So
shoulder height.
lackluster.
So I'm like, okay, he looks pretty big.
Right.
But I noticed there was one or two extras who were like probably like
As tall as
up to
him.
here on him. I'm like,
So
Yeah, it's like he's supposed to be
What?
like 7'5". He's supposed to be Shaq size. The Master Chief is supposed to be, and you're these random dudes who are just on this rubble mini planet. Yeah. But yeah. Like I said, I don't want to belabor reviewing episode 2 because it is a filler episode. It's just disappointing the
Yeah.
direction they're taking it.
And also his friend wasn't that interesting. It's like, oh, they tried to like really hype up his friend by having that like flashback scene at the beginning of the episode where his friend's like, I'm going to leave the academy. And Chief's like, no, because I'm Chief and I follow rules. And he's like, all right, peace out then. And
yeah,
then,
they didn't have any like conflict with each other.
Yeah,
it
and then
wasn't
later
like
it's
I don't
like,
trust you. It was like, all right, come on, let's hang out.
I feel like they watch Star Wars and they're like, oh, and I'm not just saying this because the character's black, but they needed a Lando Calrissian character who's like the old
leader of a
childhood
rebel.
friend.
Right.
He's like the old childhood friend, but they're not quite besties because they've got a little bit of history, but they'll
they
help
trust
each
you.
other out. And also, one of them runs a criminal. It's like, oh, and he's in space on a floating planet. It's basically just Lando Calrissian. Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's got a burnt hand. Which, did you notice, Joe?
Yeah, what was it?
His burnt hand.
Wow, what are you gonna say?
They had
about
a big lump here where clearly the actor just has his fingers down.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, it kind of looked funky.
Because I mean, they were like,
It's really
listen, we don't
weird.
want to digitize this, so we're just gonna give you this Muppet hand.
It was so stiff, like just
Yeah.
because it's all burnt, wouldn't be any like movement at all. It's just stiff. It's just like, stiff.
You
Yeah.
can tell it was being hidden. You can tell it was.
It was
hidden.
Yeah.
very clearly just a sleeve he put on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so do you guys actually know the story of that character at all?
No.
Okay, so
No,
it was
I
a
do
short
not.
story in this book called Halo, I think Evolutions or Legends or something like that. No, Halo Legends is the movie. It's not that one. But his story is that he is one of the Spartans who went through the physical augmentation and did not come out super strong. He came out deformed. But it wasn't just an arm. He was like disgusting. Like he was like this giant bulbous, like he kind of looked like Bane from Batman. Like he was just disgustingly mutated and just like he was like, "Argh!" So he could not move. Like he was like in a wheelchair. And
Did it look like this?
well,
That
who
was
knows?
scary.
Because his fate ended
That
up being
sounds
kind
real.
of not entirely known, but the whole story is because he's now disabled and just this giant disabled person. He worked in the office of Oni and just doing paperwork and
That
stuff.
sounds weird to say.
Right? Yeah, it's like he was a pencil pusher. Because they're like,
It's
listen,
weird to think that the
It's a
Halo
pencil
universe
pusher.
has office workers.
yeah, I mean administration, right? AI can't do everything. Sometimes
It's just
there's
so weird.
faxes. I don't know. Honestly, it was like a pity job, right? We don't know what he was doing, but it was like he can't be like a physical Spartan that we need him to be, but we just spent hundreds of millions of dollars and we kind of ruined his life. So let's just give him a job working in the UNSC. So he's doing
Right.
this thing, but he knows that he's just given this pity job and he's kind of depressed, hates his life. So he ends up resenting the UNSC. And then slowly, like over years, like he becomes one of those people that like you don't trust at the office. Like one day he's going to come in with a sawed-off shotgun, and then, he ends up, I think, killing a few high-end people, like not being attached to the insurrectionists at all, just on his own as a lone terrorist, kills a bunch of high-end officers in the UNSC, and then jumps in a longsword, which is how like the beginning of this episode starts. He jumps in a longsword and then goes away. Except instead of him going to the rubble, which is like a real place in the books, he just like crash lands on a planet and presumably dies. So it's like that's it. Like his story's over. Like he never ends up becoming an insurrectionist. That's it.
I mean,
so it's at least more hopeful in the story. He's more human looking.
Yeah, but
He just
imagine,
has an
all
arm.
right. But imagine if episode 2 started the same way, but what's his character's name? Can you remember?
Just Bullying Woodbine. Wait.
Yeah,
Whatever the actor's name is.
Joaquin.
William
Yeah.
Blind.
Well, let's call him Lando Calrissian because that's who the character
Lando
reminds me of.
Clearly,
The character, people,
yes.
not because he's black.
Okay.
What if that,
Darren's like, okay.
instead of Chief, like 18-year-old Chief waking up and being like, "Oh, I'm just gonna sneak out," but not really sneak out. I'm sneaking out.
Mind. Yeah, I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
Flip flop.
What if it started with alarms going off? He wakes up, he's like, "What the fuck's all this alarm going off?" And then he goes out onto the compound, and his friend's there covered in blood, and he's just killed his officer, like Full Metal Jacket style, right? He's been pushed.
Like he lost his mind.
Killed his officer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, oh shit, Chief, I snapped. They've put me through too much. My hands deformed. I've snapped. I've killed the lieutenant.
Yeah, exactly.
Chief's like, I can't let you do that.
Listen, I love you, but that's wrong what you just did. Yeah.
But I'll let you go. You've got 5 minutes to get out. And he's like, give me 10 minutes. It's like, 5 minutes.
But he really gives him 10 minutes.
It's like, fine.
Like, why couldn't he just give him the 10?
Also, if he's wearing that armor when he's like 18, why does it still fit him?
I know, he grew up. Pieces of it are at least taken off, so maybe his shoulders got a bit bigger, so that's why the shoulder plates aren't there. But the chest, he clearly got a bigger chest. He's an adult man now. He's like 40. He got big, you know? You can't say that he's the same frame that he was when he was 18. I mean, come on. Yeah, so, I don't know. But either way, Halo Episode 2. Episode 3 is coming out. We'll see how that one goes and then give you guys a little refresher before jumping into it. But moving on for our own sanity's sake. So a couple things. First, I would love to finish the tier list with you guys. I got it primed and locked. But before doing that, I want to cover one other news story. And this one's pretty hardcore. So I want to I don't want to leave it to the end. Get ready with your guns.
I loaded twice.
Sick.
It's got two bullets in the chamber now.
Mine already have 2 bullets.
Now it's got 3 bullets in the chambers.
Cool.
I'm always ready.
It's like that game. You guys know that game? I don't know what it's called. Kid.
It's like,
I didn't know it
clap,
until
clap.
I started working in schools in this country, and then in the people in this country, those kids were playing it.
It's a Western game.
That's weird. Kids pretending to shoot each other in a school.
It's
you
just
guys
quick chess.
Live too close to America.
I know, but we're safe. By comparison, you know, I'm sure
it's
we're not as safe as like
English version is stab stab.
Right, or poison acid. Oh, no. Okay. Listen, I just want to touch on this because I think it's important to stay up to date with what's happening in the world. I heard on the radio today, which is why it's fresh in my mind, about how Russia is trying to hide or dismiss footage and photos that have come out showing piles of bodies, like women and children in Ukraine. They're saying it's doctors, not real, but it's like it obviously is. Like it's Russia's now taken the next step into genocide. They are genociding children and the innocent and the elderly and stuff. Like bombing a city is still killing those people, but not to the same calculated degree of like mowing them all down, like finding them all, killing them, and then like piling them all together.
Yeah, and piling them up or just leaving them in the street. I've seen stuff about just bodies in the streets of civilians and stuff just left.
It's clearly taken a turn where instead of it being you're invading this place to take over these cities, which is what the original plan was and what they did do to one of the border cities that they successfully took over. They put a puppet mayor in the original mayor's spot that's like a Russian but saying that they're Ukrainian. It's like that was their intention, but now what they are turning this into is literal genocide. So it's like the rest of the world is literally doing everything they can to not get involved, but it's like it's like what's going on? Like the UN has said that they're going to stop accepting coal from Russia. It's like, I don't know how much coal you guys are taking from Russia, but stop accepting gasoline from them. The only thing is, or I don't know if it said UN, but I mean EU. I think 45% of all of their petrol comes from Russia. So for economic reasons, they're not doing it, but also by not stopping paying Russia, they're literally funding this war. They're literally funding this genocide.
It's a weird like circle, isn't it? Where it's like
this global world that we're in now. Yeah, it's like
I'm
you're
paying
involved.
the enemy to invade my friend, who I'm also paying to defend from my enemy.
Yeah.
So it's like, the money is just going.
The money is controlling things. Capitalism is like if all the countries right now stopped, that is like stopped giving any money to them. Sure, they would have a certain economic situation to deal with, but they would literally stop Russia in their tracks. Russia would have no income whatsoever. Export is how they make most of their money. It's like that would stop it, right? That's like the safest way to stop a war is just cut off the bank.
Why do you guys think they don't do this?
They're not, because that's what's keeping their economy running. The EU is continuing to pay for petrol because
oil is the ultimate resource.
Yeah, it keeps transportation.
And there just isn't enough oil to go around. So everybody's already got their predetermined oil supplier. So you can't just be like, I'm just going to stop buying it from that person now and I'll go start buying it from this person over here. Because he's already supplying 10 other countries. He doesn't have room to supply you as well. So then you go to this one and Zendaya, she goes, no, I can't supply you with oil either because I'm building a pipeline through Canada, and that's bad.
I mean, like, let's. Europe is small enough. Just use bicycles to get around. Use horses. Let's go back to horse and carriage.
Just you really want to go back to horses, don't you?
Just for the time being. It would be fun. You got to admit, it'd be a little fun. You just get on horseback. I mean,
I don't have anywhere to keep a horse, though.
Well, it'll be a fun new thing, right? These office spaces that aren't being used since COVID changed the way the office work happens. Stables, exactly.
Stables.
You use the back elevators that are big enough for furniture. You put the horses in there to get them up to the floor. Yeah. You put those blinders on them so they don't get scared, like crossing a bridge.
And then we'll start having carriages and wagons. And then before we know it, Wild West again.
There you go. Yeah.
Oregon Trail.
Let's make it happen. Except this time with drones. So Amazon can still deliver their packages.
Trail mix.
Solar powered drones, so no oil needed. We got enough solar powered stuff out there.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not moving quick enough to completely replace oil, of course, but we're at least going in that direction.
Yeah, I think the us regular citizens can get by without gasoline because we can just convert to electric cars. I mean, we can't because that's expensive, but in theory. Yeah, but really, they still need all that gasoline and coal and things like that to power, you know, the big commercial things and the factories and I guess big tankers and, you know, all that sort of stuff. That's still boats. Needed for that sort of industry.
Yeah, there's no electric powered boats or planes. There's no alternative for planes and boats. It's only gas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's we're in a bind as far as that goes.
I saw I can't remember the exact number, but like I think like cruise ships, it costs like $1 million of fuel per cruise or something. It's some ridiculous amount.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah,
because just think of the size of a cruise ship and how much how much fuel would be in. Yeah.
They have a population higher than most European countries.
It's crazy.
It's just Disney.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Yeah. But still, the world's it's in an unsteady place that nobody wants to really commit to anything. But this is war. You gotta make drastic decisions, right? That's just part of it.
And there's also nuclear weapons in play, and I think people keep forgetting that when they keep mentioning, you know, why do we care so much about this war and not the other wars?
Yeah.
Well, we've always cared about the other wars.
But this usually one could be
always intervened. But this one could end the world. So we've got to be a little bit more concerned about this one.
Yeah. It's essentially the difference between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises. Batman Begins, oh no, you're gonna blow up the Wayne Tower. But then with the other one, it's like, oh no, you're gonna nuke the city. Yeah, there goes New York. I mean Gotham.
Gosh.
Yeah, spoiler. But anyway,
You've been
okay.
practicing.
Yeah, you
somewhere.
clearly that works.
Yeah, you clearly been practicing that somewhere, and I haven't heard.
It's secretly
when
at
you're
night
not
when you're
home, I just
asleep.
walk around the house being Bane.
Yeah. Could be a
I
thing.
believe
I wonder what for breakfast.
So
He loves it.
get ready
He
for this
loves it.
segue. So speaking of different acoustic humanoid things, no, I don't know if that
Yeah,
works too well.
segue.
But
Perfectly
segue.
fine.
Actually, because of the next person we have on the list, it's kind of a segue. But however many weeks ago now, forget weeks, episodes. So 2 episodes ago, we were in the midst of listing cryptids, doing a tier list, if you will, of best to worst, most known to most obscure cryptids, creatures, unknown animals / humanoid things that are out there, right? The undiscoverables, except for blurry photos and videos. So where we left off, we were about 2/3 done. So I feel pretty confident that we can crush this. What do you guys say?
Let's
Ready
do
to
it.
Yeah, let's do
Let's
it.
do it. Let's take over the cryptid world.
The final cryptids.
Exactly, the final chapter, cryptids.
Final countdown.
Oh no. He's
Ba-bam.
in the house again.
Joe's got tabs open. Joe's got tabs open.
Oh, don't look at us! Don't look at us! Just all of them are just like, just I won't even say anything because it's so many potential things. It could be.
Just outing
Just erase
himself
all
to
my
what he's
porn.
into.
Yeah.
You can
but
tell
okay.
a lot about a person from what websites they use.
Yo, I intentionally put certain ones not in front row here
Oh,
because it's like, yo, just in case people see my browser, gotta make
just in
sure
case
they're
people
hidden.
see your right-wing news websites.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm hiding, and not other
Fox News.
things, other fun things. Yeah, but yeah. Speaking of Fox News, we got some long-legged things over here. We got long-legged Larry. So
Oh god, this one sounds shit.
yeah, I
Let's
looked it
check
up.
out Long Leg Larry.
I literally could not find any proper corroborating thing. There's this, but it's connected
There's no
to.
picture.
There's no picture. That's the weird thing.
Yeah, where's the page?
It's just a short description saying that it's this thing, this transdimensional entity. It takes its name from a children's book called Long-Legged Larry, which serves as a prison. So there's really not much to this guy. Like when you actually Google it, all you get is this song from Aesop Rock, Long-Legged Larry, and then this kid's book. So whoever put this in the collection, I don't think they were, like, I don't know even where they got the picture for Long-Legged Larry, because I look it up and all I get is this strange hippie.
What the heck? That's not even. That's so weird.
And it's clearly
Why
Okay,
is it
so
other-
I'm gonna guess.
Why is it other guy's chicken nugget looks like the legs aren't even long?
I know. Well, I think
Oh
Long-Legged Larry's
yeah,
back.
that's a totally
Purple guy.
It's like
different.
a chicken nugget.
The Legend of Long. I'm gonna guess this is maybe briefly it just doesn't exist anymore. You just can't find it. This
Maybe.
was a
Because-
children's story that somebody turned into like a creepypasta,
Yeah,
and
that has to be
then
it.
it kind of got lost in the void again, and now it's just
I guess this is a little creepy, but
a game ready model, right?
yeah.
Kind of like how Five Nights at Freddy's is a game, but then people also make kind of like creepy stories and things like that about those creepy animatronics, and they kind of blend in with the Chuck E. Cheese ones and stuff. And
Sleepy
with
cat.
Larry citing that looks CGI.
Yeah, this is clearly don't believe everything you see on TV, folks.
I guess Slender Man was the same, right? Slender Man was from
Slender
a game.
This is like a knockoff Slender Man,
Never
to be
seen
honest.
Slender Man.
Well, this is
Yeah.
a painting,
Slender
actually. If you
Man.
look at it, it's got brush strokes.
Oh,
So,
cool.
This isn't
I
even a
can tell from
photograph.
Yeah, I think Slender Man started as a game and then it became a creepypasta, or it's a creepypasta and then it became a game, and,
I think
then they just
creepypasta and then
become
game.
like pop culture
Slender
things,
Man.
right?
Slender Man,
Yeah.
he is a Slender Man. I'll give him that.
Slender
But,
Man.
yeah, Long-Legged Larry is he's not looking that scary, to be honest. Anyway, but yeah, this is like as obscure as it gets, where it's like you can't even Google it to find it. So that puts it in the deeply obscure section. I don't know. What do you
Obscure?
guys think? I'm willing
But
to.
I agree with
pretty
that.
low because there's just
Yeah.
no evidence. There's no
I
evidence,
know.
Joe.
There's nothing there. Yeah.
Like, sorry,
doesn't
but
exist
I
essentially.
think it fails. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna make it. It's sad, but what are you gonna do? Yeah.
Who's that?
Sorry, boy. Okay, next we have
Megatron?
Mothman.
Oh,
Megatron.
Mothman. I
In
can't read
Beast
it.
Wars or Beast Fox.
Mothman. Okay,
Yeah.
Mothman's legendary, right?
He's legendary as fuck, boy.
San Francisco?
Legend.
Ohio.
Ohio.
Maybe San Francisco too, but you're thinking of the bridge. I think it was a bridge in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
San
but
Fran?
the Mothman myth, it's fairly recent. Like I think it started in the 60s. Yeah, 1966 is when it was first reported that a couple sees a man-sized bird. As we all know, this is really just an owl with its legs sticking out. I don't know if you guys know that. Have I shown you guys?
That's what it ended up being?
Well,
Yeah,
no, but it's if I show you an owl with its legs out,
That's okay.
you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Look at those legs. This is Mothman.
Okay. The logs get longer.
Like, come on.
Or they're like skinny weirdly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
Oh,
secretly
weird.
hiding.
Ew.
All owls have long legs, and they're just hiding them.
Uh-huh.
So,
Ew.
yeah, like, and also like the idea of aliens, how they have like this kind of a face. People are getting spooked. Let's be real here. Right? You see something like this when it's dark, you're gonna think it's a. You don't know how big it is, so you could think it's human sized and be scared.
Some owls are pretty big too.
Yeah, you can have big owls.
And eagles.
Oh, and
Yeah, really. Right? It's Ohio. What if it was like a really big eagle fucker?
An eagle. Oh, what? A guy who loves eagles.
No.
I mean, I guess yeah, they got long legs too, eh? Okay, let me try this as another search. Owl.
Creepy owl.
Yeah, here we go. Look at this. That looks like Mothman.
Oh, yes.
Get
Oh my
right out
gosh.
of town.
Are those have hair on them or they got plucked?
Yeah.
No, the
well, I think they're
babies.
baby owls, so they're fluffy.
Oh,
But
they
that's
haven't
creepy
been
as fuck.
haired yet. They don't have fur yet.
Yeah.
They haven't been
That's-
haired yet.
I mean, they don't have feathers. Sorry, am I wrong?
Yeah, exactly. They fluff before the feathers, as we all know.
That does look like an alien when they're both stood like that.
Yeah. So,
That's kind of terrifying.
like, come on, like that's clearly what people saw. And
Can you
like,
just show us Mothman pictures really quick on Google?
Oh yeah. I hear what you're saying.
Because there's like not evidence,
Mothman.
obviously, but recreations.
Yeah. We gotta see what we're working with here. Oh, see, that's a literal owl. Look at that, a photograph of Mothman. That's an actual owl with its legs out.
Oh my
And people think that's a
okay.
person.
That looks
Even if
like
it was a
weird.
person,
That's
it
just
wouldn't be alive today.
Exactly,
Even
from the
something in the
60s.
air.
And that's just goofy. This was made in the place where the bridge actually collapsed, that everyone based it off of the Mothman.
Oh, the bridge doesn't exist anymore.
Well, maybe they recreated
bridge
it, but
does
it was
not
just like this
exist.
huge. It was a huge accident, you know.
Oh shit, Trump.
What? Does Trump have something to do with it?
Cops.
Oh shit, the cops. Ooh,
I mean,
shit.
I'm okay with putting it fairly high because it is quite a legendary one.
Yeah, this dude is.
If
Is
unbelievable.
it legendary if it doesn't even make sense?
What do you mean? It doesn't
No,
make
but
sense?
like
It's
just
great.
for knowing it.
Yeah, like the myth. It's actually got a cool
notoriety.
myth. The myth of Mothman is that Mothman, he wasn't, or it, or whatever this thing is. It was not the perpetrator of these negative events. It just prophesized bad events and then would be there when it happens. So it's basically that guy with the bowler cap on during all of like the presidential assassinations, you know, or whatever, just those tragedies that happened in the 60s. So some dude with a bowler
was it
cap
Umbrella
on.
or something? Yeah.
Yeah. The guy from the Umbrella Academy, yeah, the dad. Yeah, he's the man. But yeah, so I friggin' love Mothman. Like I remember watching the movie that they made for it in 2002 and being like, yo, this is hype. So I unfavorably enjoy this fellow. So where would you guys put him? I gotta ask that first.
I'd say
I would
A
say
because I know
then
it's
A
quite
or B.
legendary.
Yeah,
A or B?
A or B.
Oh, all
So
right,
if
I
Aidan
will.
says A, then I'm okay
Yeah,
with
I will
that.
go with A for Aidan. Love the Mothman.
Or Autobots.
But I guess, yeah, his myth isn't
Autobots
exactly as old.
I'm
as
D
they
for
myth.
Decepticon.
That's right. And I'm J. There's no J option. I have to make a J option. just to fit
Jade
it.
Pinkett Smith.
Exactly. Okay.
Oh
so
shit!
G.I. Jane.
this
Okay,
is
wait
just
before
literal.
you say it, Joe.
This is just racism.
Before you say it,
Yeah.
we need to Google if we're allowed to say it.
Okay, but then how do I Google that?
Well, you can type it in.
Okay, I'm allowed to type. Ah. Never say it.
Oh, there's
Certain
a
words are
Cora.
forbidden.
Cora's great. Cora's always solving
Cora.
problems.
Yeah.
I love Cora.
No, yeah, I love this person. Takes it so literally.
Chorus.
There are no words in any
Okay,
language that
Paul.
are forbidden, bring bad luck, or anything to worry about. That's funny. This guy's taking it really seriously. It's
Okay,
like, yes,
Paul.
of course, language isn't magic. Words can never hurt you, but it's like, come on. Anyway, but it seems like they're not talking about it from a cultural perspective. They're just talking. Look at this guy. Yeah, so it seems like, I don't know.
Okay, for the benefit of this educational video,
Right.
we will
Yes.
use the term.
The walking of
SK?
skin. Goodbye, work
But we
rings.
will not utter it much.
Yes.
SK.
So okay. So looking at this, it looks like something a colonizer would draw to demonize indigenous people.
Honestly, from the stuff I've seen, it's more like the one next to it.
Yeah. So it might be related. Let's find it.
It's more like this creepy creature of the forest that can imitate your voice and imitate your body and lure you
Ooh.
into a trap and then take over you or eat you or whatever it does.
Oh no. Right. It's just, yeah, it's some creepy pale object running at you.
Mhm.
Skinwalker maybe. Looks like a person, but whatever.
Why? Okay, so does it stand on its one? Does it stand on four, or can it do both?
It's
Like,
looking like it's
both?
doing both.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think its physicality can change. It's like a shapeshifter.
Right.
Hence the name.
It's humanoid, I
Can
think.
kind of
Do both.
change and walk between different skins.
Yeah.
And the point is that it lures you. From what I've seen on TikTok, my source of all knowledge.
Yeah.
If you ever hear like someone calling for help in a forest or a weird screech or a scream, it could be one of these trying to lure you in deeper into the forest, where
Yeah.
it would then kill you and potentially take your form. Or I don't know, maybe it just eats you.
Oh my
I'm not
gosh.
sure.
Right.
The
So
idea
then-
of this is very scary.
Oh, so it can
I
do
do
both. It's
have
kind of
to-
like, yeah, I guess it is really a kind of a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I guess this is different than the Wendigo, right? Did we already do the Wendigo?
Yeah, the Wendigo is more just a curse.
Okay.
We haven't got to Wendigo, right? 'Cause it's W.
Oh, we haven't. It's still there. Okay. Because I know the tale of Wendigo, so
Mhm.
save it for that. I just want to make sure it wasn't the same thing. Because there's a lot of things kind of similar, right? I guess the shape of Wendigo is different, but. Oh, see, look, they're using this title, but with the Wendigo picture.
Yeah, and then remember when Deer Man was using that one as well?
Oh my gosh. Just Deer Man too. Just
Yeah,
that
the
name,
goddamn Deer Man. That's some bullshit.
The struggle's real.
Yeah, the struggle for using proper illustrations. People are just misinforming us with all these illustrations.
People just go on Pinterest and type in
At least it's Wendigo.
scary Native American legends and then just
Yeah,
take that.
like this just looks like a person who put wolf skin on, right?
Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm
Like,
getting, is that maybe this was just an
It looks
elaborate
like-
storyteller who scared the kids.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks like. Do you know like when there's like those rugs that like have animals' heads?
Well,
It
yeah,
looks like
yeah,
it's an animal head rug with like
Yeah.
just over the body.
yeah.
What's
Exactly.
like the official
Like a really
description,
skinny
Joe?
person.
Like the official Google description?
Right. It's just.
How does
essentially this.
Google describe it?
Let's find out. Let's do it proper. In Navajo culture, A walker of the skin is a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal. The term is never used for healers. So it's basically the deceiver who pretends to be a healer. There's good witches and bad witches, as they say in the Wizard of Oz.
Okay, well, okay. So I thought it was more of a creature, but it seems like it's specifically a witch out to do no good.
But, however, look here, as we see, animals associated with witchcraft usually include tricksters, such as the coyote, and it may include other creatures. So, yeah, maybe it's more animal than human, this humanoid.
Okay.
Maybe male or female, yeah, so it seems like they're their own creatures. They're not explicitly saying that it's human.
They do what they want. Okay.
Life and death struggles, yeah. Partial encounters, yeah, they're their own species.
I think the idea of it is very scary, especially if you're out in the woods hiking on your own. Even during the day, not even at nighttime. I think to hear a bizarre scream or noise when you're completely alone in the woods is terrifying.
Oh my god.
And then the idea of being like lured in deeper into the woods and things like that.
It's like, please, anything.
It's very
anything
creepy.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at this. It's saying Navajo children take... Wait, what is this? Sometimes Navajo children take European folk stories and substitute skinwalkers for generic killers like the Hook. So there was cross-cultural storytelling happening, both one way and the other, because, it looks like Europeans... Obviously, we stole these stories and turned them into whatever that deer person was. But...
Is the Hook Candyman?
The Candyman... Actually, the Candyman's probably not on here, but I feel like you should be.
No, is that who the Hook is?
No, I think the Hook it's older than that. It's British.
Sweet.
Urban legend about a killer with a hook for a hand. Oh no, okay, it's the 1950s.
Wasn't that Candyman? Wasn't he he had a hook, right?
Yeah, no, but there are many people with hooks. I feel like the Candyman's more...
Captain Hook, famously.
Captain Hook had a hook. There we go, yeah.
I know that one.
But the origins are not entirely known, though according to folklorists and historians, the story begins to circulate in the 1950s in the United States, so it's completely wrong about it being British. The story becomes widespread amongst teenagers in 1959 and continues to expand. The Vanishing Hitchhiker. So it's its own thing. And then the Candyman, I think, came off of this.
I think I Know What You Did Last Summer as well. I think he had a hook.
Yeah, he had a hook.
Anyway.
Yeah. Wait, what? The Candyman? Oh, it's a song that appeared in Willy Wonka. Okay, but where does the myth? Oh, this is just talking about... Okay. This is
yeah. Sweet talking something Candyman.
Yeah, I was singing this already. Sweet sugar Candyman.
Candyman.
Met him at dinner on a Friday night. He really had me working up an appetite. He had tattoos up and down his arms. There's nothing more dangerous than a boy with charm. That's all I know.
You got it down pat. You guys know the song left, right, and center.
That was one of our opening songs on our dance challenge thing at school.
True.
We did.
Wow.
We did Candyman.
Wait. Okay. Well, so look at this. The Candyman. Its first appearance was in literature called The Forbidden in 1985. So this is super recent.
Clive Barker.
I thought. Yeah. Was Helen is in a university? Okay. So the movie's based on a book. So it sounds like it's just the exact same plot as the movie from the 90s. Huh. So it literally is just it was created. This is a new story, The Candyman. Anyway, but we're getting off track here. The Walker of Skin, where are we going to put him? He clearly...
Pretty high.
Yeah, this guy's definitely got age behind him. He's been
maybe B. B or A.
Yeah, I'll say A or B.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's not as... widespread and popular as the Chupacabra or the New Jersey Devil or the Mothman. So I feel like he still has history behind him, just like everything in B, right? All of these guys have been around for hundreds and thousands of years.
Yeah.
So I think that's a safe spot.
Those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm down.
But okay, so now Strider, no idea. So, well, no, actually, I do. Strider is the secret name for the hidden, long-lost king of Gondor.
Only for one movie.
I know. It'd be
Strider.
nice. Yeah.
Strider.
Strider.
No one called him ever again.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, just saying like that too. Strider.
It seems like they're trying to relate this guy to.
This looks like the same person.
Yeah, it
With little
does.
sharper hands. With sharper hands, like they're walking
Yeah,
with
sharp
cup hands.
legs. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Quadriplegic.
all these like
Texas.
the Stiltwalker and Mr. Longlegs or whatever it was called, and
It's just
who was I talking about earlier? The Stickman.
These are all unoriginal.
What's
The
it called?
Candyman.
Deerman. Deerhead.
Nope,
What? Walker of the Skin, the Wendigo.
Nope, from the
Stickhead.
game.
Oh,
game.
Slender Man.
Slender Man.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Yep.
They're creepy, yeah. If you saw one in the forest at night, they're creepy.
But there's no actual myth behind this one. I mean,
it's children's
from 2011.
Bullshit. F.
Yeah, this one gets an F for fuck off.
Oh wow. Okay.
You'll be coming up with new legends, pretending like you're coming up with
and you
something
can't
that's
just
been
put a
around
kid's
forever.
drawing on there.
Just try to call it something different. No.
Ridiculous. Exactly. Plagiarism. You get an F.
Bullshit.
Fail. Bullshit. That's right.
Some
Okay.
shit.
Now, Thunderbird.
Oh, Thunderbird. This is a legendary one, right?
Oh, it's also
this is a Native American legend,
Thunderbird.
I believe.
Yeah. So
of a giant bird.
Reminds me of fox.
Yeah.
Fox.
Wait. Let's go back for one quick second. What the fuck is this?
Whoa! Can you
That's
imagine
a
if
big bird.
It's just a big crow.
That's a giant ass crow.
It's just a big crow.
Argentine bird lived around 6 million years ago on the plains of Argentina. It had a wingspan of around 21
Wow.
feet. Feathers were as long as samurai swords.
But that's Argentina, so how did the
well,
Native
Argentina is South America, so they could have gone for a really long hike. Saw remnants, bones, fossils of this creature, and then gone back to North America and told a tale about it.
So I guess in theory it could be not a dinosaur, obviously, but whatever came after the dinosaurs when there was that weird period where everything was just giant.
Period. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's the awkward in between of mammal dominance. There were still birds that existed.
Because we had giant horses back then and giant elephants and stuff. So yeah, I guess it could be from that time period.
Very interesting, though. Yeah. So it's a legendary creature in North America.
Legendary creature, Joe, that is almost possibly real.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Let's exactly.
Yeah.
What do we know? Who knows? And look at this. They're even saying in here, in modern times, it has achieved notoriety as a purported cryptid similar to creatures such as Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster.
Snitches.
Oh. And it's now saying Canadian. If you go Algonquin.
Yeah, that's right. Eastern Canada.
Hello.
Let's go. Hey-o.
Represent.
Let's go. Menominee, Algonquin, Ojibwe.
Can you imagine just going hiking and you're up on like the top of a ridge and then you just see this giant airplane-sized bird go by?
Yeah. At first you're like, all right, that must be an optical illusion because birds aren't that big. And then it's just like...
Yeah, I just think it's just a plane, bro.
Yeah, straight up. That's terrifying.
Like it's like a Halloween plane. Could you imagine a Halloween plane? Or they're just trying to catch other birds, so they just dress up a plane as a bird.
Oh.
Ride it.
Oh no, am I cut out? Oh no, am I cut out?
No, I can hear you.
I can hear you, yeah. You're here! Derron!
I don't hear anybody.
You don't hear us?
Did you mute yourself by accident?
Yeah,
no,
maybe
I don't hear you guys. I don't hear you guys.
No, we're here.
It just beeped. Oh, okay.
Hi.
Frozen screen. You guys just go ahead. It's catching up.
Okay, slowly but surely.
I mean, I'm down for putting this quite high, Joe, because I think the plausibility of it existing at one point, maybe not anymore. But,
yeah. So the first thing is this picture real? We gotta debunk it or bunk it,
Okay, there we go. I'm back. I can see the show screen now.
Oh, see a Petrodon, a Petrosaur, or a Tetrasaur, I guess, if the Pison and Pterodactyl. Tetradon, Tetrasaur. So, are they saying it's supposed to explain? There's more sightings. Abductors of children? Oh, God, no.
Yeah, fuck those children.
Oh, no.
If you're out in the open, a giant bird can pick you up. You
True stories of monsters and cryptids.
This.
Wow. Okay, so, yeah, this dude's pretty epic, not gonna lie. It's just a giant raven. Like, let's go.
And ravens, super intelligent. So I think we should welcome back the giant birds. They might do a better job of running the world.
Yes, I agree.
Wow.
So, where do you want to put this guy?
They'll sort Russia out.
Aidan's coming for blood today. Okay.
Yeah, no kidding.
Send the giant crows to Russia.
Send the
They'll
giant
sort
crows.
out.
Wow.
Exactly. Oh, God. The eagles are coming. Or the giant crows.
Remember what movie was it? They had the giant rhinos, and it's like, in what movie was it? They had the giant rhinos, and it was just so lackluster.
Black
Panther.
Rhinos.
The giant rhinos.
Yeah. B?
That was
B? We can put it in B, but for its plausibility,
okay.
Jack it up. It's like
jack it off.
Yeah, I'm gonna jack it up and jack it off. Because I love the idea of this thing being real. This picture kind of looks like a vulture.
I'm cool with that.
NGL. But that's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's like...
It's a thunderbird. It cracks the sky with lightning.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a fat snake if I ever saw one.
Whoa.
That snake has too much to eat.
That thing is still eating. What is its tail?
No
So skinny.
I don't know, man.
So
how do you spell that? Tsuchinoko.
Chinoko. I'm going to guess Japan from that name.
Oh, yeah. Silent T, that's all you need to know. Oh, my God, a cat's playing with it. Real. Know your meme. Oh, so is it not real? I guess it's a cryptid, right? Okay, so it looks like Pokemon have been based off of it.
Oh.
Non-alien.
Is it just a fat little
creatures.
snake?
I think it's just a fat. Yeah. There's nothing special about this guy. It's just a fat snake.
Is this a snake that ate something?
Yeah, it's literally just a snake that ate something. Look at this. Look at this guy. Are you gonna tell me that's not real? It's just a banana.
Yeah, it's cute, but it's just a fat little snake.
It's just a fat snake. Huh. That's a very interesting. Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen's official Twitter. Thinking about Tsuchinoko. Keep rolling your teeth.
I mean, yeah, super cute, real life Pokemon. But really, it's just a very short, very fat snake.
Yeah. That's it. It literally, this thing 100% could be real. This is nothing special. So its likelihood of being real, I think, is pretty high because it's just a snake in the middle of digestion.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I put this
but
guy
it is
C.
super cute. So
it's yeah. Okay, you want to put in C?
Put one more. Yeah, C for cute.
Yeah, C for cute.
C for cute.
Next to the ugly C's. You got to cuten up the C section a little bit, you know?
Oh yeah, because there's the Mongolian deathworm, which is like his ugly brother.
Exactly, unfavorable cousin. Yeah. Okay, so
here we go. The big W.
So I don't even have to look this guy up. I'll tell you the story of the Wendigo. Okay, it was told to me at Christmas break, so I'd like to think I'm something of an expert.
I'm familiar with it from the video game that I didn't play, but I watched all the cutscenes.
Which one?
Called. Nope. I don't know. It was when it came out like 2 years ago. It had Rami Malek in it. It was like a bunch of motion capture celebrities and Hayden Panettiere. Before Dawn, After Dawn, Before Dawn, Dead by Dawn, something like that.
Yeah, but, is that
Dawn? Something Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Until
I didn't know he was
Dawn.
doing video capturing.
Put Until Dawn. Wendigo.
Until Dawn.
Wow. Oh yeah. Okay, let me look that up. Until Dawn, Wendigo.
They look very different, but this is where I got my knowledge of.
Oh my God, that is that is very different.
See, these look more like
splits.
These look more like walker skins.
Right. This is Slender Man. except without the suit. He's fancier when he's Slender Man. I think that's the same person as Slender Man. What's Rami Malek doing? Is he fighting these guys, or is he these guys?
So it's an interesting game. Like, I never played it. I think it's a PlayStation exclusive, so I just watched all the cutscenes.
Yeah.
It's you play as a bunch of different characters. It just all depends what's happening in the scene. You play as a different one. Bunch of friends. They go to a remote cabin in the mountains.
Okay.
And then they start to go missing, and these things are responsible.
These pretty boys.
I've never heard of it.
Booga booga booga. Yeah. Wow.
We should watch the cutscenes, D, because it's like someone's put them together like a movie. And Hayden Panettiere, that's her right there. She's in it. Rami Malek. I feel like somebody else really famous is in it as well. Can't remember.
Right. That's so interesting when video games do that. It's like, where did these random video game companies get the budget for these actors?
Yeah.
It's so random. Like, I remember
anyway, we digress. Joe, take it away.
We digress. Okay.
Wendigo.
So, the Wendigo was one of those cautionary tales told to, don't want to say the wrong one, so I'm just going to say Native American tribe in North America. They were taught that if you were greedy and you took from the tribe more than you gave, if there was a slab of meat and it should have been shared with everyone, and you took it and ate it yourself, and were basically just selfish, then you would turn into the Wendigo. And once you are the Wendigo, you are just this lonesome creature that's cursed to live forever, off of scraps, and you attack other people, and you're this ruthless monster that everyone hates and despises. So the whole idea of the Wendigo is to teach kids to, be communal, and to share, and to be truthful, and not lie or be greedy or sneaky. Because the whole idea is, if you're ostracized from your tribe, you have to just live out on your own, and you'll most likely die, right? It's safer when you're together. So it's like a moral lesson for kids, where it's like, be good or else. It's basically like the bad Santa, Forgetting his name, but the cursed German Santa. Krampus.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, be
I was
good,
like, Billy
and
Bob
everyone
Thornton?
shares.
You mean Billy Bob Thornton?
I was thinking Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, I know when it said bad Santa.
I was
yeah,
thinking
like
Billy Bob Thornton. I was like,
be good or else transform into
okay,
Billy.
yeah. So that is, that's kind of what I knew. But in Until Dawn, they embellish it with a bit more horror, and it's they add cannibalism to it. So if you are stranded in the wilderness and you consume the meat of another human, that's what gives you the curse, because you've consumed, and that's kind of unnatural to consume the meat of another human. So therefore, you get cursed, becoming a monster.
Right. Let's double check. Let's quadruple confirm the tale, because it could be a thing where there's many different tales, and that could be one of them.
I'm sure each tribe probably had their own interpretation, right?
Yeah. So it's a mythological creature or evil spirit. So straight off the bat, those are two very different things. A creature and a spirit, very different. So it's folklore from the First Nations based around the East Coast of Canada, the Great Plains in the United States, and the Great Lakes region.
That's us.
So Algonquin, we're one of them. The Wendigo is often said to be a malevolent spirit, sometimes depicted as a creature with human-like characteristics. It's greedy, it's hungry, desire to cannibalize other humans, as well as the propensity to commit murder in those that fall under its influence. So now let's look up. Okay, so there's a bunch of ways to spell it. I'm trying to think. Is there any truth to what I was told? Cannibalism seems to be everywhere. Wait.
It is
so parallels with the Wesuj, similar legend from the Athabascan people of the Pacific North. Too was cannibalistic, however, was characterized as unenlightened with ancestral insights. Out of curiosity, I just want to see, is there like a picture for this?
So maybe that's where maybe the game took these little bits of cannibalism. They just took it to a different kind of level, right? Because it's a horror game, so they just took that kind of
that element and just pushed it to the next level. Yeah, because I'm curious. One time long ago, a big Wendigo stole an Indian boy, but he was too thin, so the Wendigo didn't eat him. So the Wendigo eats people. That clearly seems to be a thing here. So he waited until he got fat, He went and got a knife and he cut the boy in the hand to see if he was fat enough to eat, but he didn't get fat. He traveled too much. That's weird. So there's some kind of like Logan-style story where it's this reluctant partnership of an adult and a kid. One day they came to an Indian village. Again, like this is all wrong. This is a Native American village. And the Wendigo sent the boy into the village to get some things for him to eat. He just gave the boy so much time to get there and back. But the Wendigo's near and showed them. They heard the Wendigo calling the boy. So hurry up, don't tell lies to those Indians. All the Indians went, cut off his legs. Huh. It's a weird story.
Well, this Wendigo isn't very PC. He was using that term.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. But there is. Pieces. Okay.
There's stuff about
reinforced ceremony.
Well.
Okay,
Greedy
so
humans turn into Wendigos.
So during times of famine. Okay, so they do a satirical ceremonial dance is sometimes performed during times of famine to reinforce the seriousness of the Wendigo taboo. Ceremony known as, you guys dare me to do this? Windigukan Simowin was performed during times of famine and involved wearing masks and dancing backwards around a drum. The last known Wendigo ceremony conducted in the United States.
Oh, there's a Lake Wendigo.
Lake Wendigo, yeah. Huh. But I guess that's different from Wendigo. It's honestly
I think the spelling changes as well depending on the region.
Yeah,
I think it's just like a regional thing that changes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, look at this. Look at these different spellings. Get right at it, Tim. Proto-Algonquin term. Movement owl. Okay.
I also remember in the absolutely amazing Oscar-winning blockbuster that so much money, The Lone Ranger, starring Johnny Depp.
Oh my god, yeah.
As a Native American.
Playing a Native
actual cannibal, allegedly cannibal, Armie Hammer, speaking of cannibals.
Yes, there's an actual one, yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And Tonto would call him the Wendigo because he came back from the dead.
Oh wow!
It was like his nickname for him.
There you go. Bing, bing,
so
boom.
I think Wendigo. It's got to go S. It's got to go absolutely legendary. That's for me. I don't know what you guys think.
As for
I'm okay with
Stay
that.
Out of the Woods Alone, yeah, I think Wendigo. This dude is. Yeah, this guy's great. You say Wendigo, people have heard that term before. You'll watch out, or the Wendigo will get you. Yeah.
Also, don't cannibalize people.
Don't do. Yeah, I think that's a better story than don't cheat off of your community. I think don't commit cannibalism.
Well, unless you're in absolute dire circumstances.
And the person's already dead, or
yeah, like there was that plane crash in the Alps that time where they had to eat the dead to survive.
Right, yeah, that was a thing. Yeah. Do we give them a pass?
Eek.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Right. This is just a zebra horse.
Real.
What is this?
It's real. Our next guy on the list, second last one, is an actual animal. It's a subspecies.
So it's just real. Half zebra, half something else. What? A plain zebra?
No. It's just a subspecies.
So I don't. Zebra.
Yeah, it's just a subspecies of a zebra.
Oh, okay.
It just its butt goes away. It's got a nice fade.
That's it.
I mean, yeah, this is real. It's a real thing. It's not cryptid. Yeah.
That's like if they put the Tasmanian tiger wasn't on this list. Because that was like a real creature, but now it's like, oh, does it still exist? And there was a movie with
I think it's not extinct.
Toucan Sam on there too, and Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
What? Just all
and
of our
the Trix Rabbit, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, exactly. Silly Rabbit, Tricks for Kids. What is his name?
There was a movie about this where Willem Dafoe was a hunter and he went to Tasmania looking for it.
What?
And then right at the end of the movie, you get a glimpse of a CGI version of it, and it ends pretty much. I think it was Willem Dafoe, right? Yeah.
Let's look into it. I want to get to the bottom of this.
The Hunter, Tasmanian tigers. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. Oh my god. Let's see the CGI. So, this is our official React to channel that we're now starting. What's Willem Dafoe do? Oh, CGI.
You know what? Doesn't look too bad on this quality.
Yeah, exactly. Lower the quality, the better CGI looks. That's a fact. You look at that in 4K, it's going to look a little different. That's funny. So he's out here trying to hunt for this thing, and it shows
he's
up
trying
to
to hunt it, and I think he's trying to like to prove that it's real by hunting and killing it. You know, that sort
right,
of
bring
story.
its corpse in, saying,
yeah, I think that was the
that
story.
looks like it's not really walking on that. That did not look good.
Oh, it's not terrible, but it's not aged that well.
It's not, yeah. It's noticeably not real. It looks like an actual animal they put on a blue screen. Like it looks like it's not on that terrain.
It looks so weird.
Its paws aren't digging into the snow.
No, it's floating, and they've done that thing where they shake. They give the camera some fake hand
Artificial shake
stuff
to make it look
afterwards.
real, yeah. But then they don't do it with Willem here. Not shaking nearly as much. Oh, he shot it, but then it's not there.
Did he shoot it?
Yeah, he shot it.
Oh, right. I seem to remember that he ended up not shooting it. Oh, he did, the bastard.
Well, maybe there's other ones and then he lets them go.
Oh, and that's it, and he immediately regrets it. I knew there was some sort of like moral thing in the end.
Yeah, where it's like, oops.
Yeah, because it's been a long time since I've seen it. I thought that he I thought that he like changed his mind, and then he doesn't. But yeah, he shoots it, and then he's like, "Shit, shouldn't have done that."
Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
maybe I was a little too cold.
So spoilers if you've not seen that.
The Hunter.
All right, what's our last one, Joe?
Shadow people. So shadow people are fun.
Shadow people.
Yeah, let me start by looking them up before I claim anything. Hey, what are you laughing at? Come on now.
That was just so funny. I don't know why.
Poor Willem. Poor Willem.
Okay, and we're back. Shadow persons. Okay, let's see.
The shadow peeps. So first off, what shadow people actually are, for those who are curious.
Shadow persons.
Exactly. Shadow persons. Okay, we don't call them shadow he or she's. Yeah, for those who don't know, it's a phenomenon where you'll see an object, like a dark, like blurry ball object, move out of your peripheral, usually in low lighting settings, and then people are like, "Oh, who's that?" And they look and nothing's there. It's your brain making things up. And then another version of real shadow people is when you have sleep paralysis, and then you wake up in your bed. So you're like, your brain is in like that dream-like hallucinatory state. So you see like people standing over your bed and being all creepy. So that's what they really are.
As a kid, it would always be like the pile of laundry that was on my chair in my bedroom in the corner. And at night, you wake up and the more you stare at it, the more it looks like something
that
looking at you.
Yeah, it's the spook.
The spook.
Now I'm curious to see how they describe it. So it's paranormal. So it's not it's not a creature per se, like ghosts. It's the perception of a patch of shadow as a living humanoid figure and interpreted as the presence of a spirit or other entity believed to be, paranormal or supernatural. But anyway, does it have like an actual starting point? That's what I'm curious about. So they got another word for him, shades of the underworld. Look at that guy. What's he up to?
Oh.
Various shadowy creatures have long been a staple of folklore and ghost stories, such as the Islamic jinn. Oh, we covered the jinn, didn't we?
The jinn, we did.
Yeah,
Episode 1.
Right, all the way back. I think this is the jinn. Yeah. So there you go. It's all connected. Scientific explanations. Oh, dope! Looks like I shouldn't have done it. Let's see what they say. Uh-oh, meth addicts experience shadow people. Ooh, hot doggy. There you go. That's funny. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, so they say sleep paralysis sufferers may perceive a shadowy or indistinct shape approaching them while they lay awake paralyzed and become increasingly alarmed. A person experiencing heightened emotion, such as Walking alone dark at night may incorrectly perceive a patch of shadow as an attacker. Many methamphetamine addicts report the appearance of shadow people after prolonged periods of sleep deprivation. Well, okay, you don't have to be doing meth to have sleep deprivation, though. I don't think meth is involved at all.
No, they're really trying to make this dramatic.
Yeah, it's like, listen, just anyone with sleep deprivation.
Spice it up.
We'll have that. Yeah, that's fun. Suggest usage
It's like
adds
my
a
everyday
conspiratorial
life,
component.
basically.
It's funny. Yeah, right, yeah. Do you experience shadow people?
Yeah, all the time. I had
You
it
do?
all when I was younger. I had it all the time, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Couldn't sleep for days sometimes. And I
Is
told
it
you that.
scary
Didn't
as
I tell
fuck?
you guys the story that the Grudge boy always tried to come into my mouth or my ears or my nose or my eyeballs?
No! That's like the opposite of babies who have oral fixation. You were having an oral
Yeah,
phobia.
it's that noise, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's horrible.
He makes...
It's
sounds like a
horrible.
door creaking open.
I think the idea, these are scary. I think the idea of shadows moving, not knowing what's in the shadow, it's the idea of Batman, why Batman's
shadows
so
are
scared to
scary.
criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Shadows
shadows can
are
be
scary.
anything. Like shadows are just everything
That's
and everywhere.
yeah. It's the idea that you don't know. It's the fear of the unknown, right? Oh
Yeah.
shit! What is this?
Yeah.
What is this? What a coincidence! There's a shadow person in Super Mario.
Oh.
What on earth? Okay, so he does the super jump, and he ends up in the back rooms. Do you guys know about the back rooms?
Yeah.
It's that creepypasta of like an empty office space, but then there's like something in there with you.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh no. Super Mario's not feeling too super when the shadow thing comes for him. Yeah, that's scary as fuck. Okay.
What is it?
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be a character model of him, but then it's like distorted, so it's like arms are touching the ground. It's not really coming for him though. Oh, it's twitching. Oh. That's funny. I've never seen this video before. What a neat coincidence. I wasn't even looking anything up.
Oh.
Anyway, okay. Let's get back to it. I was going to look up.
Yeah, shadow people. I would say pretty high up shadow because it's something everybody is scared of as a kid. You want to keep the lights on. You want to keep the door open a little crack to let the light in.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or you have a night light.
It's just human nature to fear the dark.
Yeah, it's the reason why we turn the lights off at the bottom of the stairs and we run up really quick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do that all the time. It's just the normal way of living. So I just remember this documentary. It's all about sleep paralysis. They do dramatizations of what the people they're interviewing are like talking about, and then you get shit like this. Like, it's coming for you.
Yeah, that's creepy as fuck that you can't see anything.
Yeah, it's just darkness. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only saving grace is just being self-aware. So long as you know it's not real, then you're good. But like, you don't know that when you're a kid, or like if you've never experienced it before, so you never looked into it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
I assume that the light kills them, but
yeah. Presumably,
the fact
it's
that like,
just...
can you even touch them because they're made of darkness? Like,
yeah, no, yeah. I think that they're like literal shadows.
It's
you gotta
scary.
touch it, nothing's there. It's an optical illusion.
Yeah. Yes, it is scary. I would put this quite high.
Yeah,
this is terrifying.
Yeah, straight up. I feel like it's so scary that you don't even necessarily want to put it too high because you don't want it to be real. You're like, please go away. Because they work in the shadows, they're a little less known, you know? You only hear about shadow people like on the interwebs. You don't hear people out on the streets talking about shadow people, so...
True, and it is only something that can get you at night time.
Yeah. So what do we think? Is this
A?
A? Yeah, I think A is a good fit. Yeah.
A is good.
So there we go, everybody. Yeah! Woohoo! Pop the confetti.
Woo!
Cryptids.
We did it.
God damn, look at these
alcoholic
boys.
champagne.
Yeah, now we can do a new tier list where we go over our old tier list to see how many flightless creatures there are, how many legless ones, with antlers. We can find ways to stretch this out, but we don't need to because of long-legged Larry. So I think we're good. we can close the book on the cryptids for now.
Oh my gosh!
Until new cryptids are invented by the internet.
Next week, we're going to rate crypto.
Yeah, do crypto shitcoins.
We're going to rate the cryptocurrencies based on name and logo.
Yeah, let's go.
Value for money.
Let's dive in.
And if they're a scam or not.
Yeah, which the answer is yes. Yeah. There you go. Oh my gosh. We finished.
There we go.
Beautiful.
We're about to hit an hour and a half. So we should
oh my God. Wow. Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun. But okay. Yeah. So that was our episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And
yeah, we appreciate it. Thank
you.
Yes.
Until next time, let us know what you think about current events, good and ill, and cryptids. Would you date a cryptid? Let us know. Which cryptid do you find fascinating? Which one would you want to be your dad? And which one do you want to erase so that you can create it and take credit for it? Let us know down below. Okay.
Slender Man.
Slender Man.
Okay.
Slender Man.
Autobots, roll out.
Decepticons.
That's why we cut the video. That's why we meant to cut the video there. Autobots, roll out.